Hi, everybody. It's Dawn coming to you with another episode of Out of the Spiritual Closet with Dawn and Spirit and Angels. So, for today, I wanted to talk about the topic of discernment. What is it, and how do you use it, and why is it so important right now? So, I don't know about you, but I've gotten to the point in my life where I understand a lot of what I need to do. Now, that doesn't mean that I always do it, but I feel like at this point in my life, I have pretty good discernment over obtaining the things that I desire, whether it's energies or physical things and that. I understand myself enough to know, is this, something that I really desire? Or is it something that because the rest of the world is doing it, that, I desire it as well? But one of the things with discernment that really is troublesome for me is, a lot of us when we're struggling and we just don't know which way to turn, what our next step might be, we might seek out somebody for spiritual guidance, right? We may see a psychic or an astrologist or a tea leaf reader, whatever it is. It doesn't matter what they call themselves. It's all the same thing. You connect with somebody else, and you can even just be in a friendship circle, right? It doesn't even have to be somebody that's a spiritual worker, healer, intuitive like myself. It could just be just a friend, right? But you'll be in this conversation with the person, and you'll start to feel like you're being heard or seen. And then they'll make a commentary about the steps you should take, or the reason your life is not flowing the way you want it to. And at the time, you may say, oh, okay, because this is the capacity they're in giving it to you. But then when you think about it, you're like, that doesn't feel right. That doesn't feel like me. That doesn't sound like it was a message for me. That's called discernment. So whether it's a message you're getting from a friend, a parent, a loved one, or a professional, even if it's you could be in a professional capacity with a doctor or a dentist or someone like that, but you could still end up with that same feeling. And I want to say is that discernment is so very important, especially in this day and age where everybody is an expert on something, right? And when you use your discernment, you will forge through a path that's right for you, right? Now, the path that I take may not be right for you. And that's where your discernment comes in. So, one of the things that worries me is that I see a lot of people with general readings, and they say they have this and that connection that you as a human just can't reach, right? And they'll give you this information. And some of them are very spiritually connected, and other people are no different than anybody else out there, right? And maybe they haven't done the personal work. So the messages that they give you are clouded with their own limiting beliefs, their thoughts. So when you're using your discernment, it helps you to connect to your heart with your spirit team and receive the messages that are truly for you and your soul's evolution. Now, we can all fight information that we don't want. That's different than discernment, right? So somebody can tell me something about myself that I really just don't want to hear, right? Dawn, you talk too much. That would be true. I would accept it. But, you know, um, it could be anything that maybe I just don't want to hear it. That's different than them telling me, if you do A, B, and C, you will be good at this. And me saying, I don't think so because it doesn't feel right. So when we're receiving messages for ourselves and others, discernment is so very important. When we're giving messages, discernment is so very important, right? Is it helpful? Is it useful, right? Or is it just some people may give you information just to show off that they can do it? So just being really mindful, especially in this day and age where people are freely giving you advice and giving you spiritual guidance, just to be really, really mindful of tuning into your own heart, tuning into your own soul and saying, does this line up for me? So those are just some thoughts on discernment, a pretty big word, but really it means be true to yourself. Don't live anybody else's path or anybody else's way of getting there. You must forge through and find your own. Can we follow some models? Absolutely. But using discernment, make sure that you actually end up where you're trying to get to. So hope that helps in some way, shape, or form. If you want to be notified of other episodes, please hit like and subscribe on YouTube to be notified. If you want to see about any of my classes or group work coming up, please subscribe to my website with the links in this copy right below. Thank you. Have a great rest of your day.